You are a generational curse breaker. If this video found you, you are a generational curse breaker. Our parents didn't do it. Our ancestors didn't do it. All these people before us did not do it. They were rooted in fear. They were rooted in lack. They were rooted in survival mode because they had to be. They had to be. Because they knew it will be us that will break that line. They knew it would be us that would choose something differently. Hello and welcome, you guys. If you're new here, my name is Petra and welcome to Rocking with the Stars. We are so happy to have you join the Star family. And today this is definitely going to be something new for my channel. Well, not completely new because I did used to do like general readings and also pick card readings. If you look down at my channel, a lot of those old videos, I wanted to go ahead and start recording videos for general readings, and instead of just showing the cards and stuff, I wanted to put my face in it. So I think it just personalizes it and it allows people to get to know me as I navigate through the channelings and all of that and what spirit has for us, while also showing the cards as well. And I talk on my hands a lot, okay? You get used to it, okay? But yeah, I definitely wanted to get this on this channel, and hopefully this is something that resonates. And I always say, take what resonates and leave the rest out, okay? So if it does resonate, that's great. If it doesn't, maybe it doesn't resonate with you in this season, right? I am doing an overall general reading, but every time I do a reading, it's always timeless. It's always when your soul needs to hear the message, all right? But before I get into the reading, I do want to say, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, okay? Don't forget to share this reading to anybody you may feel needs to hear this message at this time. And I am also I have an opening for any kind of general readings or bookings or anything like that, utilizing astrology, numerology, sometimes a little sprinkle of human design if you know a little bit of human design as well. So I utilize all different aspects and all different modalities in order to break down complex concepts for you to understand. So every reading that I give to other people, anytime I'm tapping into their specific energetic field, I'm able to take down any information that they need from spirit, because spirit will let me know exactly what they need to be focused on in whatever season that they're in their lives. And then I bring it down and I put it in a way, whether it's a story, analogy, or whatever, for that person to understand and for that person to receive the message. So I say all this to say that my bookings are open. If you would love to book a reading with me, a love reading, a general reading, a family friend reading, whatever the case it may be, all of my handles will be down in the description box below, okay? And also all of my other handles, TikTok, Instagram, even though I'm not gonna be on there that much, but also my email. So you guys can DM me, you guys can email me if you would love to book a reading with me, okay? But let's get right all into this, okay? Now that we got all of that out the way, let's get right into the reading. So, and I apologize if the camera starts shaking, because this is very wobbly and I don't know, it's just not as still as I would love it to be. Yeah, eventually I'll get a new setup, but for now I'm just gonna have to, it's okay. All right, spirit, what does the general collective need to hear at this time, okay? What does the collective need to hear at this time during this Scorpio full moon? Let's see. Is there anything specifically that the collective needs to hear at this time? Ooh, that flipped out. Okay, we'll start off with those 4 cards and we'll see at the bottom of the deck. Celestial alignment is at the bottom of the deck. So this card specifically, this is the overall energy, and this card has definitely been coming out multiple times. Like anytime I was doing readings, because I was actually doing YouTube live readings, and celestial alignment kept on coming out. So this being the overall reading of everything, it makes complete sense, because we have to understand The reason why we are in the season that we're in is due to celestial alignment. And what happens with celestial alignment? A lot of times we have like sacred pauses. Like if you're in a season where nothing is going on and you've been feeling like, okay, I'm walking into a new season. I don't know what that new season looks like. I don't know what spirit has for me or what spirit is telling me is to come, but I'm like in this liminal space. This is celestial alignment because everything is divinely orchestrated. And with it being divinely orchestrated, a lot of times we don't know why we are put in spaces and places, whether it's like a complete pause or whether you're in a season where everything is go, go, go and everything is so fast. A lot of times, this is the reason why it is celestial alignment. There's a reason why there is a sacred pause. And a lot of people that I'm coming across, it is that transitional period. Not only that, Scorpius came out, like I said, with Scorpio full moon. And what it says is retribution. So during this season with Scorpio energy, if you don't know anything about Scorpio energy, I did break it down in my previous video. Look into that. That's the very video, the very previous video before this. And I talked about scorpionic energy, but I'll say a little bit about it. So Scorpio energy, it brings in death and rebirth. So in this season, what happens is a lot of systems are crumbling down. A lot of systems are going through that phase of like getting destroyed, getting like bulldozed down because it was built off of lies. Now you see the truth is coming up. And that's why I said, like in my previous video, I said, the truth will set you free, because in this season, that energy of scorpionic energy, it doesn't do surface level. It is intense because it goes to the depth. It goes to the depth of, it goes to the root of why things are the way that it is, right? And so the reason why it does this is because it goes through hell in order to redeem itself. And that's why retribution comes out. That retribution, like you have to redeem. Like this is the reason why a lot of people with scorpionic energy, and you hear about their lives, they have all these like transformations, and it's deep, deep transformations. Because why else will we go through hell? We go through hell so we can overcome it and be better than the person that we was that walked into that hell in the first place, right? That's retribution. So when you do this, your soul is more freer and it's more expansive, and it has all this wisdom because it went through hell and it survived and it overcame all the challenges that it had to go through. That is retribution. Now you're able to receive all that is owed to you. Now you're able to have good karma. Because every time we say karma, we always think it's bad. No, you have good karma for learning the lessons that you need to learn, overcoming those obstacles, and continue on your journey. There's so many people that exit themselves out of this universe. Why? Because it got so hard. Earth is very dense. So you being able to survive all of the challenges that you had to survive, guess what? Not a lot of people can say that. And now that you continued on going along your journey and you continue choosing growth, you have all those things owed to you. Now all of those things are owed to you, and now you have all these blessings coming in because you know how to handle those blessings, because and that's why I said when we have certain blessings and we're asking for these certain blessings, the reason why Spirit tests us and challenges us before receiving those blessings is because Spirit wants to make sure that we are prepared for receiving those blessings. Imagine, look at like what is it called, like lottery ticket winners. A lot of times when they win $10 million and they weren't ready, their soul wasn't prepared to receive that kind of abundance, guess what? They squander it within a year, within 2 years, within 3 years. They don't know how to receive that kind of abundance. So this is the reason why Spirit allows us to literally go through all of these challenges from rags to riches so that we understood how to survive. So even when we get into an abundance mindset, and we receive those abundances, we know how to make the money work for us because we learned all of those skills through those challenges, through hell. And that's why it's so excuse me, y'all. This phone, that's something I need to go ahead and do. I need to go ahead and get a new phone because the storage space is doing too much. So I have to free up some storage space so I can continue. But like I said, that is why it is so important for us to learn the lessons through struggle, through the contrast, right? Because not only that, what else came out? We have love that came out. This has been coming out a lot as well. And even with the energy of love, this is why, how are we able to know what love is if we didn't experience the contrast? That's why I said, if we didn't experience struggle, if we didn't experience scarcity, if we didn't experience conditional love, how are we able to understand what unconditional love feels like? How are we able to know the difference? Right? So that's why I said a lot of us along our journey, we had to experience life lessons through the contrast, through consequences, because consequences came out as well. Right? We had to understand what were consequences. What were the consequences of our actions? This is when we learned about karma. Okay, if I do this, this was happened. Right? Okay, the cause and effect. If I pour love into the world, I receive love back. If I pour hate into the world, then guess what? I receive hate back. You know, it is a mirror effect. Everybody is a reflection. So this is how we're able to learn through the struggle. This is how we're able to learn through the lessons in life, right? It's not the universe trying to punish us. It's not the devil out to get us, because a lot of people love to do that instead of taking accountability. We always love to blame anything outside of ourselves. We blame the universe. We blame the devil. We blame this. We blame God. No, we have to understand. And when we become the observer of our lives, this is why I always say it is so important for us to become the observer of our lives, because when you become the observer of your life, you're able to see why certain people came into your auric field to begin with, right? We're able to pay attention and see like, okay, this person came into my life. This person showcased a lot of narcissistic tendencies. Why did this person come into my life and show me how to be selfish? Oh, where am I neglecting myself? Where am I playing small? Where am I being too selfless that I became a martyr? And this is the reason why opposites attract from one extreme to the other. An empath attracts a narcissist, right? In order for that empath to know how to have a healthy sense of self-worth, right? It's all about self-esteem, right? If you are playing small and you are a martyr and you are a people pleaser, guess what? Narcissists, people that chose to utilize their hurt and channel that into more hurt, will be attracted to your energy. Right? And then a narcissist will come in and want to siphon on that energy and then do manipulative tactics to play you and help and have you gaslight you into believe that you're the problem. Right? So this is why I said we can't be blaming anything outside of us, because just like that narcissist came into your life, that narcissist is supposed to be a teacher. That narcissist held up a mirror, because both narcissists and empaths, they have a wound that is within them that is a low self-esteem wound. It is. The difference is one person chose to exert their power over somebody's will, and the other person decided to play small and be the victim. That's how that dynamic keeps on happening over and over again, until one person says, you know what? I know my worth. I can stand up. I don't have to allow anybody to walk all over me. And this pertains to relationships. This is jobs. This is friendships. We have to understand, we have to look at it in all aspects of our lives, right? And rescue came out. And so this is why I said, and it makes so much sense. And this is Gemini energy. So I might be talking to a lot of water and air signs. But also fire as well has been coming up as well. But yes, even with that rescue, we have to understand, we have to learn how to rescue ourselves. Nobody outside of you is going to rescue you. God is not going to come rescue you, because a lot of people love to do that. And I don't know what's going on in this day and age where people think that like devoting themselves and saying like, oh, like it's me and God, and it's people are utilizing that as, what is it, like a scapegoat. Like people are utilizing God as a way to bypass the shit that they need to look at. No, you need to look at this. This is why Scorpio is coming out. You need to look at the life that you created for yourself. God is not going to come rescue you from the life from the mess that you created. And this is why people always do this. They think that abandoning a piece of themselves and saying they are holier than thou now is gonna it's gonna wash everything away. No. Granted, if you feel called to get baptized, do what you need to do. I'm not downplaying anybody's religious beliefs or anything like that. I'm just saying this world is too much of people running around here not able to take accountability, right, for the life that they created. And so this is why I said, you have to rescue yourself. You have to be the one to rescue yourself from the life that you created. And you have to understand that even just needing to be rescued is an illusion. Because it's almost like being in a dream and you not having a power over your own dream when it is your dream. So if it's become like, this is how people wake up in a dream, right? This is lucid dreaming. This is all this. You have the power to create your own dream. You have the power to say, no, I'm not scared of you. You can get out now. You have the power to choose growth. You have the power to change. So this is why I said too much of our journey has been putting our power into somebody else's hands. Letting somebody else become your guru. Why are you allowing somebody else to be your guru? You know yourself better than anybody else. You've lived your experiences. You've had your eyeballs and you've been seeing what has taken place in your reality. So that makes you the master of your own reality. That makes you the guru of your own reality. But it's so important for us to take a look at it and not fight it, not dismiss it, not abandon parts of ourselves, because that would just keep us fighting with ourselves. And then people that come across our journey, they'll be reflecting back at that to us, because they're fighting their own demons and we're seeing them fight, but they're just reflecting back to us, the inner turmoil that's going within, that's happening on the inside. You know, so we have to be mindful of what's going on, right? And then let's see what else, because I want to leave this out just in case, because the way that I talk is like a story. And so I like to follow along in a story. But let's see. And let me see the numbers that's coming out, because I'm seeing some threes. If you've been seeing 333, that is something that has been following me lately as well. And we have number 8, number 16, double 8, 8, 8. And then 29, alignment. And that was the love card. So this is why I said this is celestial alignment. This is the time for all of these things to be brought into union with into union. I'm getting like the infinity sign, you know, like that's all that it is. You know, everything that it's always been. All right, so now, let's see what else needs to come out. Okay. The first card that came out is adversity. And it's like I was already talking about this as well. Like that kind of adversity that we experience in life. And then we become victims of our reality. We become victims of our environment. We become victims of the things that's happened to us instead of overcoming those things, instead of liberating it. Because the reason why, and this is why I want to go back to Scorpio energy. The reason why we think of scorpionic energy, the reason why we think of scorpionic energy as like the phoenix rising, right? Because as a phoenix rising, what happens? The rise of a phoenix. The phoenix has to overcome so many different challenges, literally has to go through the depths of hell in order to bring itself out of the depths of hell. And it comes with all this knowledge. It comes with all this wisdom, so it can be the leader for other people that are navigating that transition, other people that are navigating those transitions, those deep transformations, right? And this is why we have to learn through adversity. This is the reason why. Because if everything was handed to us and everything was sweet, then what wisdom will we gain with a life well lived? Like everything has just been easy, you know? Everything has just been easy. It's just like, oh, okay, you know, but it's like, no. You are resilient. Your soul is resilient. Your soul literally chose to come down here on earth, the most dense place. I'm not going to say in the whole universe. There's definitely much worse places. But I'm saying like in one of the densest place, we chose to come here down on earth. There's a reason why our soul chose this. Our soul was excited about seeing the shit. Like this is a whole different kind of frequency. Okay. It's ghetto. But this is a whole different kind of frequency. But like our soul was lit up because it wanted to learn through adversity. It wanted to learn through density. It wanted to learn through like a lower frequency when we are so used, like our soul is used to being in source. And source is like a high frequency. So us choosing to come down here on a place that's so dense, We knew that we wanted to have soul growth. Like, we wanted to learn through this because we was like, oh my goodness, all I know is unconditional love. I've never really experienced hatred before. I've never experienced adversity. What is that? Like, granted, our soul has different challenges in order for us to learn and grow. But this kind of challenges here on earth, it's not like any other planet. It's not, because look at how this earth was shaped with. It was shaped with scarcity. It was shaped with like, just a lot of just disgusting energy. Like, I'm saying disgusting energy, but it's like, it was just shaped with a lot of, what is the word that I'm trying to say? Like, it was just, and I just watched a video and the person said she was like rape consciousness. And I'm like, damn, like that's the only thing that comes to mind because I just watched this video today and I was just like, that is literally what it is. Like how somebody overexerts their power over another individual. And they take somebody else's things and take like literally, you know, like this is how the world was built off of, that kind of like energy, you know. And this is not something that is, you see that power struggle, the power and the control, scorpionic energy, that's just what it is. And we chose to come down here on this kind of frequency in order to learn and ascend in it. And that is the most beautiful thing. It's like the lotus flower. It literally grows through mud. You know how hard it is for a flower with soft petals to grow through mud? That's what I'm saying. It's literally what it is. And a lot of times we become victims of like, yeah, like this happened to me and this and that. And that will be the end of the story, right? But it's time for us to free ourselves. Freedom came out. It's time for us to free ourselves. Like, liberate yourselves from the story that you've had to endure and you've had to survive. Liberate yourself from it. We always try to tell people the same thing that happened over and over. How many times you caught your girl this week and you was like, this person did this to me, this person did this to me, da 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 da. It's always you being a victim. You haven't liberated yourself from that experience. This is how you're able to free yourself. Right? We free ourselves by alchemizing through that pain that we had to endure. We alchemized it and we transmuted it into light. We transmuted it into wisdom for other people to take on that wisdom and for it to propel other people to liberate themselves, because this is how we become the masters of our reality. My life, my experience have been heavily spiritual warfare, emotional, mental health. So me having to endure all of these things from the unseen realm, I'm able to bring it to the seen realm, and I'm able to observe other people experiencing the very thing that I had to survive from, because I liberated myself. And so now that I liberated myself, I'm able to help other people that come to me for a reading and for all of these different things, because everybody that comes to me for a reading, guess what? They're in transitional phases in their lives. They're in transitional seasons. And my life has been met with so many different transitions. I've had to die and rebirth time and time again. That's scorpionic energy. That is somebody ruled by Pluto, Plutonian energy, death and rebirth, deep transformations. So this is the reason why you see a lot of these people going through this, because they are the new therapists. They are the new counselors. They're the new people. They're the new leaders, healers, mystics, whatever. The term doesn't even matter. The reason why we go through these different things is to help other people. It's not for us to just survive and just be like, yeah, I overcame it. And you got ego. And it's just like, what are you doing with the information that you've gathered? What are you doing with it? You just sitting on it? Spirit allowed you to go through these different things so you can utilize your wisdom and you can help the new generation. You can help our generation. You can free ourselves, but also free other people that you come across. This is what is called being a light worker. This is what is called being a joy bringer. This is what is called being a healer, an alchemist. This is what it is all about. There's nothing else but this. And then we have happiness and fear. And the fact that two of these things came out. Happiness and fear. So this is why I said, you have a choice. You can choose happiness or you can choose fear. And this is why You hear a lot, especially in the spiritual community, when it's like there's a shift that's happening. This is the shift that they're talking about. Will you stay in a reality where you're literally rooted in fear? You're rooted in scarcity. You're rooted in lack. You're rooted in adversity and all the things that you've been through. Because like I said, what happens? Some people choose to hurt other people because they got hurt. Hurt people choose to hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. This is why. But hurt people can also become alchemists. Okay? And they can choose to alchemize that pain and turn it into love, right? Turn it into an emotion that they're able to like, turn it into passion, turn it into willpower, turn it into drive in order to choose differently, to make something better of themselves. This is why you see the previous generation, they, look at the previous generation now. Look at our parents, like they chose to be in fear. They chose to listen to society tell them what to do. They chose to be in survival mode. That was their choice. Now that we're after them, we can choose something differently. It's up to us to want to choose something differently. We can choose abundance. We can choose to see something better than what they saw. Even if it doesn't come into our reality. This is what it's all about. You being the creator of your own reality. Despite what anybody says, despite anybody's projections. Because the thing about people that come across my journey, the people that this video has gone to, y'all so wanted growth. And this is why you manifested me into your auric field, right? And this is why a lot of people aren't able to handle that. A lot of people aren't able to stay into this auric field because they're fearful of growth. They're fearful of the person that they will turn into. But what if the person that you turn into will be better than the person that you are today? What if? And when we believe that, guess what? That will be our reality. Because you've been conscious, you've been like actively trying to choose, actively choosing change, actively choosing growth. And this is what happens. This is how you're able to create a reality rooted in happiness, rooted in joy, rooted in abundance, rooted in unconditional love, because this is what it's all about. It is all about unconditional love. There's nothing else. And then we have relationship at the bottom of the deck. And this is the overall energy. With relationships, this is how you're able to foster, one, a deeper relationship with yourself, an intimate relationship with yourself, but also true intimate relationships with other people, with other secure people. And this is why you won't be attracting other narcissists anymore. There wouldn't be any more narcissism. There wouldn't be any more of that, because you see your narcissistic tendencies within yourself, you acknowledge it, and then you choose to incorporate healthier habits, healthier choices, habits, choices, beliefs. You incorporate healthier beliefs, healthier routines, rituals, all these different things. So now all aspects of your life, you're choosing to be consciously aware of your choices, of how you may be hindering your life and how you are propelling your life. You choose. All right. And then let's see what medicine, because I always say, like, there is a medicine that can help us when it comes to bringing in these new relationships, bringing in these new friendships, freeing ourselves, being the sovereign being that we are. And this is why I talk about, even with divine feminine energy, this has been following me like all throughout my life. And this is why I'm so passionate about our divine feminine essence, because this world is rooted in the hatred of divine feminine, your own divinity, the femininity within yourself. And this is why you have a lot of that wounded masculine energy, that wounded feminine energy, because people are not remembering who they are and where they came from. Because divine feminine energy is birth of all creation. And if you don't accept your own divinity, your own feminine being, your own divine feminine energy, how can you change your reality? How can you create a reality rooted in unconditional love if you don't even love yourself at its fullness? And this is why I said, this is how you're able to liberate yourself. This is how you're able to free yourselves from the confines of what society has conditioned you to believe. From society telling you, oh, you should hate yourself. From the Bible telling you, you should hate yourself. No, you shouldn't hate yourself. You should love yourself. All aspects of yourself. You should love your sensuality, your sexuality, your all of it. Because that is your, all of that is all your divinity. Like, even look at how the Bible tell you, oh, you shouldn't have sex and this and that. Listen, I'm not saying you should be going around doing to do with everybody. But I'm saying even the act of sexuality can liberate you as well. It can. This is where you get introduced to Tantra and all these different things. When you are consciously aware of your divinity and you choose to share it with somebody on an intimate level, that is godlike. That is beautiful. That is like creation. You understand? And I know y'all feeling this energy because I'm like, we have to remember who we are, you guys. Because if we don't, then we will continue being in places and spaces that will continue telling us to not choose ourselves, to continue playing small, to continue putting the blinders on our own life. And that is not it. So now let's see what medicine can help us in this transitional season in our lives. Let's see. All right. Anything else, Spirit? Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Okay. That's good enough. Okay. And then summer at the bottom of the deck. So this is going to be a hot summer, you guys. And I keep on saying this because it really is. And I feel it deep within my spirit. Okay. And I'm seeing 2222 on a timer right now, you guys. So this is why I cannot make this up. Like, this is all in alignment. All right. But there was a lot of cards that came out. And we're going to go ahead, because I don't want to make this video too long, just in case it stops storage wise. But let me go ahead and get all this out, and then I'm going to flow through everything that I'm seeing. But the fact that I've been talking about unconditional love, look at unconditional love right here. Unconditional love. I cannot make this up. This is the heart center space. It's so necessary for that. And I just picked up this very last card, and it says healing family lines. You are a generational curse breaker. If this video found you, you are a generational curse breaker. Our parents didn't do it. Our ancestors didn't do it. All these people before us did not do it. They were rooted in fear. They were rooted in lack. They were rooted in survival mode because they had to be. They had to be. Because they knew it will be us that will break that line. They knew it would be us that would choose something differently. They knew it would be us that will liberate the entire, I love y'all, but the hell that I've been through, like I said, adversity when it comes to recording content for you guys, because I'm so passionate about this, and I know this is just now. Like I said, I'm the one breaking that family line. It is also you breaking that generational, those generational curses, because none of your family members have ever done this, right? None of my family members have ever done this. I'm the first one to do this, right? So this is why I said it goes back to that. You are the one that is healing your family line. This is so necessary, right? But now let me shift through it, because I really don't want it to close out again, because I've been trying to delete so much storage space. Eventually, once I get my new phone, this will not be an issue, okay? But yes, also what came out was grounding and rebirth. This is a season of grounding and rebirth. Like I said, this is the season. We need to be able to ground ourselves into this reality, while also ushering when that new version of ourselves is emerging. This is the time of rebirth. We've been through death. And even if this is your season of death, because the Scorpionic energy, this is the season for death for a lot of people, right? And that transitional period. But I know that full moon that happened on Monday, oh yeah, like I felt an old version of me literally dying as soon as it was the new day. I said, oh, I'm a new bitch. Like, you know, literally I felt that, and it was something else that just rebirthed. Now all these personalities that came up, and I was like, oh, let me lean into this. My dark feminine energy came out, and I'm not ashamed for it. So this is why I said, when it comes to sensuality, sexuality, the taboo that all of our families and our ancestors were so like hush hush about, this is the time for you to liberate yourself and free yourselves from those fears, because they felt fearful for talking about those things. Now you can free yourselves by talking about those things, by expressing your divinity, expressing your sensuality, expressing your divine feminine energy. It is so necessary. And then we have great mystery. We should always be curious about our lives. We should always be curious about our lives and trying to get to know different versions of ourselves. I'm always a student, and I'm like, oh my gosh, let's see what kind of version of me is going to emerge, because my life has been so like one identity came up and then the next one died and then another one rebirthed and then the next one died. I am so rooted in that. All those different transformations, you can see along my journey, like I'm a new person every single time. And this is how it should be, because that's the only constant. The only constant is change. It's necessary for have this kind of change. And it's necessary for us to be curious about the different version of us that wants to be merged and wants to be expressed and wants to be loved, because this is what it's all about. This is what the journey of being on earth is all about. Allow yourselves to feel this. Allow yourselves to express your divinity with no shame. You know, your parents, they're not going to understand it. It's not for them to understand it. Your friends that known you for years and years and years, they're not going to understand you either. They're not supposed to understand you, because you don't even understand you yet. You're learning who you are. They have to get to know you as you get to know yourself. This is that kind of healing journey. This is how you're learning yourself. And then you introduce yourself, the version of you, to the same people that you grew up with, because they have to get to know this new version of you, just like you have to get to know this new version of you. Allow yourself to do that. And as you do this, give yourself grace, okay? Then we have creative fire, and then we have purification. This is why you feel all this passion. As a Leo, listen, I'm in a season where my Sag moon is being, okay, she is up, she is ready. This creative fire that is within me, it's been burning for so long. It's been burning in the depths of me. And now I'm just like, no, I need to release it. So if you've been feeling the same way, it's time for you to release it. If you came across this video and I sparked something in you, it's time for you to release it. Because there's a reason why we get called to different spaces and places, and why certain people come across our path. There's a reason why you attracted a Leo. There's a reason why I'm telling you I'm a Leo with a Sag moon, right? You might be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or you might be somebody that needs to channel their Leo energy and their Sag energy, that fire energy, that creative fire. Because what does fire do? It purifies. It burns things to the ground that is no longer serving us anymore, and it allows you to rebirth into something new. It goes back to the snake shedding its skin. How does the snake shed its skin? It has to go through the uncomfortability and all these different things. But once that skin comes off, baby, the snake can sliver off and go fast. Like it's new. It feels stronger. It feels more resilient. This is why we have to learn through adversity. This is why we have to learn these lessons. And like I said, at the bottom, let me see, at the bottom of it, at the heart of it is unconditional love. Allow yourself to pour into yourself with unconditional love, but also surround yourself with people that pours in unconditional love with you. You don't have to go to school for your parents to love you and for you to get, all this recognition. You don't have to work so hard at work just to get recognized by your bosses. No, it shouldn't only be that. You should be recognized by being you, at your authentic version of you, at the very authentic version of you. You should be poured into. Because even if you came across my journey, I will love your authenticity more than anything. I will love you, the version of you that is no longer producing. I will love the version of you that is not trying to seek external validation. I will love you just being you. And that's how it should be. We weren't taught that, but this is time for us to relearn something new. Relearn how to love unconditionally. This is what it's all about. And it starts with the art of rituals. What are you doing for you? How are you pouring into yourself today? And when we say rituals, a lot of times we think that we need to be all spiritual, woo-woo, we gotta build an altar. If you feel called to do that, right? But I'm saying rituals that really pour into you. I literally did my makeup today. I'm not going anywhere, but I can choose to go somewhere and be like, I want to do this, but I just wanted the art of me applying my makeup, the art of me taking my time. Divine feminine energy, it thrives in rituals. It thrives in that sensuality of expressing, of feeling all of the senses. It thrives in mirror work, looking at yourself and just saying like, oh my gosh, let me do my hair. Let me massage my hair. Let me twist my hair up. Let me wash my hair. Let me wash my body. Let me put on lotion and oil. That is a ritual. Those are all rituals that really nourish your femininity. This is how you're able to do this. And this is why I love it. As a Taurus rising, I love good things. I love quality. I love feeling good. I love smelling good. I love looking good, right? The sensuality being ruled by Venus, Venusian energy. That is what it's all about. The goddess of beauty, right? Beauty, sensuality, sexuality. This is why I'm talking about this. This is why I'm so passionate about it. Because I came across too many people that weren't in their divinity. They weren't in their feminine being. Right? And it's unfortunate because society has taught us to not lean into our feminine energy and to lean more into our masculine. But the time is now that the feminine energy needs to be awakened. And it will be awakened during this Scorpio full moon energy of it being awakened. And also we're going to have a new moon in Taurus, I believe. Yeah, this is the awakened divine feminine era. This is the reason why we chose to come down here. All right, let's finish up before it pauses me again. Okay, so we finished everything as far as like, the last card. Okay, the last card that we have is the Wild Feminine. And I'm going to stop on this and I'm going to go ahead and pull out some affirmation cards after this. But yes, I feel as though I'm so glad that I saw this because this is why I was talking about the divine feminine energy. And I need to actually finish the book. What is the book that I said? Woman Who Runs with Wolves. That has been calling out to me for a minute. And I've been, even me trying to read it, it's like, okay, I read it and then I put it down. I read it, I put it down. But that wild feminine archetype, the wolf archetype, if you know that book, that if it's been calling to you, go ahead and just do it. Get it on Audible or something like that. I think that's probably what I should have did, but it's okay. I got it in physical form, trying to like receive the information, but I might need to get it on Audible as well, because I'm an auditory learner. But I like visual sometimes, but I don't like solely having it in my hand. So yeah, so we have the wild feminine energy. This is literally what I've been talking about this whole time. A lot of times our feminine was silenced and was saying, you're too loud, you're too much, you should be quiet, you need to be silenced, you're doing too much. This is that wild feminine archetype. We are supposed to be all of that. We're supposed to be loud. We're supposed to be expressive. We're supposed to have all this fire. That is literally the wild feminine archetype that was taken from us from years and years, generations and generations ago. It's time for us to allow ourselves to be in that wild feminine archetype, okay? Not being shamed about it either, right? This is how we're able to liberate ourselves and be free from what society tells us we should be doing. So now let's go ahead and close this off with some affirmation cards. We're not gonna have too many. Let's go ahead. Whatever comes out, let's see it. Ooh, that's too much, Spirit. Okay, I got those 3 cards. This is good enough. All right, so we have whoever is trying to bring you down is already below you. So this is why I said, like, we have to understand that there will be people, there will be adversity that's trying to stop us in our tracks and not speak the truth and not be in your authentic truth. Don't worry about them. They should not be concerned. You should not be concerned with them, those individuals. Surround yourself with people that pour life into you, because those people that want to bring you down, they're already below you. It's like crabs in a barrel. They're trying to drag you down because they're in a depth of hell and they haven't met themselves. They haven't even taken themselves out of the depths of hell. But you've done it many, many times. Don't allow them to get to your level. And she is proof that their determination beats doubt. Exactly. You said what I said. What about that fire? That inner fire, that willpower, that desire, that determination, that discipline. Yeah. This is why we have to go through what we went through. This is why we have to survive hell, because nothing can stop you. Nobody can stop you on your journey. Too many times you hear people talking about destiny swapping. Who can take your destiny? Nobody can. We're giving too much power to our adversaries. We're giving too much power to other people that aren't even concerned about our journey. For real. They can't even survive the depths of hell that we came from. So why are we concerned with people that can't even survive themselves? No. Continue being determined. Continue doing what you say you was going to do. And keep on showing up. All right. And then last but not least, we have, you got the energy of a storm and the focus of a sniper. Period. Exactly. And this is what I'm going to conclude the reading with, because don't ever forget that you have this energy within you that needs to be fully embodied and fully expressed. You are focused. You are determined on your journey. Don't let nobody sway you off your journey. Okay? Continue showing up as your true, authentic self. Allow yourself to emerge into something beautiful, into something whole, into something like holy, you know? Allow yourself to be the sovereign being that you already are. But I'm going to close off the reading like right here. Okay? I'm definitely going to edit all of this out. But I thank you guys so much for staying this far. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share to anybody you feel may needs to hear this message at this time. Also, if you would love to book a reading with me, don't forget to go ahead and DM me, send me an email, whatever the case may be, book a reading with me. And I would love to do your reading. But yes, if you want to share your journey, feel free to go ahead and go down in the comments, convene with everybody else, because I love hearing you guys' journey, all right? But I send so much love along your journey. Remember to stay flowing, glowing, and growing, all right? But I will talk to you guys next time. Y'all have a good rest of your day. Peace and love.